Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dawn Huffy. I'm the owner of Liberty Belle Coaching, and my life coaching certifications came through the Brave Thinking Institute. Each week, I do a training with my coach, Mary Morrissey. It's an hour-long training. It's over Zoom. And this past weekend, I was on and Mary was talking about problems. And so I titled this video, How Do You Respond to Your Problems? Okay, well, every one of us is facing some sort of problem. If we're breathing, if we're alive, we are going to be experiencing problems. I remember after my first divorce, I thought in my mind that when I left that husband, I wouldn't have any more problems. Oh my, that was such faulty thinking. Of course, that never came true because I had lots of problems. Yes, we can't escape them. We live on earth where the devil is, ramping around and enticing us into sin, and we get ourselves into problems. We attract problems because of our vibration, because we attract what is vibrating within us. And we have wounds that have lots of different emotions that they're vibrating no matter whether you know they're there or not. So Mary asked the question, how do you feel when a problem comes up? So I'm going to ask that question to you. Just take a minute, take a breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And now think about problems. How do you respond when a problem comes up? And just write down what comes up. Don't filter it, just write it down. Don't judge it, just write it down. Okay, I want to show you what came up for me when she asked that question. After decades of working on myself and improving myself, this is what still came up. So it was a lot of fear. And out of the fear, I felt incapable. I felt sorrow. I felt discouraged. I felt panic. I felt like giving up. Oh my, I was absolutely shocked that these emotions were still inside of me from traumas from long ago. So I went to work right away, stopped the training because it's recorded, and I did some compassion key on this because when a problem comes up, I don't want to automatically go into panic. I don't want to automatically go into giving up. No. And Mary reassured us that all problems have a solution. They do. And if we can't see the solution, we can ask the Heavenly Father, God, what are some answers to this problem? What are some solutions to this problem? Help me. I can't see them. Here's the thing. When we are stuck in all of these different emotions, we can't see solutions. We are so consumed with our own emotions that it's almost like a cloud over us. It's almost like we're encapsulated in the emotion, and the solutions are outside of us. They're outside of that cloud. We really need to calm ourselves down with that breathing that we just did and start to get outside of the emotions so that we can see the solutions. Now, I looked up the word problem because I wanted to know a deeper understanding of what we're all facing. And this is the solution, or this is the definition that I found. A source of perplexity, a source of distress, or a source of vexation. I should have looked that word up too, vexation. Okay, so we're feeling perplexed, we're feeling distressed, and that is what comes out of a problem. Now, we're all going to have situations and circumstances and conditions that come up. So we want to be able to deal with them in a mature, healthy way. And when all of these emotions get triggered off, we're not really feeling very mature. We may say something mean and cruel to someone else or to ourselves. We go into this whole spiral of feeling these intense emotions. And when we feel them, it causes us to think certain things about ourselves. It causes us to really damage our self-esteem. So if we think we're incapable, that's incredibly horrible for ourselves. We just don't think we can surmount the problem. We can go into hopelessness and helplessness. We can feel unconfident. We can feel insecure. We can feel weak. Oh, yeah, that would be awful. Okay. Another thing that came up in my mind was that we feel careless. And this means that we care less. We give up. We stop caring. We care less. We stop caring. We stop caring about solving the problem. We stop caring about ourselves. We stop caring about getting out of the situation. How do you manage your life? How do you respond to your problems? Now, another thing I want to point out is how we label our problems. We can say, oh, this is a really big problem. Well, if we make the problem big, that means that we're really small. So stay away from saying, oh, this is such a big problem. Another label we put on our problems, this one's so difficult. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's so difficult. Okay. No, don't label it that either. Don't label it challenging. Oh, this is such a challenging problem. I don't know how I'm going to maneuver it. These are all victimhood things. Oh, this problem is so overwhelming. You know, you're weak because this problem is looming over you. This problem is insurmountable. I can't deal with it. It's insurmountable. Don't do it. Here's one. This problem is impossible. No, with God, all things are possible. You may not see the answer, but God has an answer for every situation for us. We just need to humble ourselves and ask Him, God, I can't figure this one out. I need some help. I need some solutions. What are some ideas? And you may not get the ideas right away. They may come over time, and that's all right. Just pay attention. The answer might come through a friend or a book or a song or a poem. We don't know where it's going to come from. Just stay open because He will give us the answer. All right. Now, there is another temptation that we will go to, and this is the anger. Okay, we call it the anger channel. So we want to blame others and we want to blame ourselves. So recognize, oh, this problem comes up and oh, it's all my fault. It's because I did this and it's, I'm so, stupid about this. How come I can't figure this out? This happens over and over and over again. So you're blaming, you're berating yourself. You're blaming yourself. You're feeling shameful about yourself. Or you're blaming others. If so-and-so hadn't done that, and it's, I remember being so caught up in the blame. And then I would think, okay, well, I got to blame this person because of this. And then, oh, well, it's probably because of their upbringing. So I should be mad at their parents. And then, well, I got to be mad at my grandparents because, my grandpa was an alcoholic and, that system came down through. And then I think, well, what about his parents? Well, his dad abandoned him when he was little. And it's like, and finally I thought, this is exhausting trying to blame everybody. It is exhausting and it doesn't work. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck. You don't get the learning out of the problem. You don't even go into investigating. Okay, what's going on with this problem? What's going on with me that I'm attracting this situation? It is imperative that you break this pattern of blame. So this pattern of blame comes out of a fixed mindset. So we go to this is bad, or this shouldn't have happened, or who's to blame, or I'm the victim. I'm the victim. They did that to me. And I'm just, why did they do that to me? I just can't figure this out. And oh, victimhood has no power in it. It has no learning in it. It has no growth in it. You stay stuck in victimhood. I was there for years, for decades. It's so powerless. You just don't want to be there. You don't want to stay there. You may have been victimized. I was victimized. We've all been victimized. People have done bad things to us. But that does not mean that you have to remain a victim. It is tempting to fall into this pattern or stay in your victimhood pattern. Some of us get a lot of attention for talking about our problems, complaining and whining, and those are the language of the devil. Stay out of that. When you catch yourself complaining and whining, stop yourself. Stop yourself and think a different thought. I literally have to say to myself, okay, you're not complaining about this to anybody because I want to get into the growth mindset. Okay, find the value in becoming better. How is this problem presenting me an opportunity to become better? Find the value in progressing out of your habitual patterns. What are the habitual patterns? Feeling like you can't deal with the problems or blaming other people. These are the two main patterns. Okay, now this is a quote, and I want to read it to you. Every adversity, failure, every heartbreak carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. And this is by Napoleon Hill. So, how many adversities? Every adversity. How many failures? Every failure. How many heartbreaks? Every heartbreak. It carries with it a seed of greater benefit. It's our job to go investigating to find out what the benefit is. What is it that we're here to learn about this situation that we've just found ourselves in? So every adversity, every failure, every heartbreak carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. If you're stuck in the victimhood and you're stuck in the blame, you're not going to see the seed of growth. You're not going to see the benefit. You just won't. Remember, you're encapsulated in your victim cloud. You're encapsulated in your blame game. You're not going to see the lesson of the situation. All right, so notice what you're noticing. Brave thinking tool number one. How are you responding when a problem comes up? It doesn't matter how big the problem is or how little the problem is. And notice when you're labeling it, oh, this is such a big problem. Oh, this is, whatever. It doesn't matter. Pay attention how you respond. What's your first reaction? And then do your best to break that pattern and get into this automatic, okay, how can I solve this problem? What am I meant to see here? How can this situation make me better? Okay. All right. I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.